Hey dudes, CI here. This has the chance to be a weird video. I was going to talk about CrossFit because I do CrossFit. I belong to a gym just down the street and I do CrossFit a couple times a week, and I thought, okay, it'd be cool to talk about that. I've even got some photos. The problem is I have this whole anonymity thing and the stick figure thing, so really this entire video started from me challenging myself. Could I take one of my CrossFit photos and sort of make it stick figure photos? And sure enough, I figured out a way to. It looks a little silly, but that's okay. It also sort of looks a little cool. So let's talk about CrossFit briefly. The thing about CrossFit is you do a little bit of everything. Like right here, a bunch of people lifting weights. I think getting ready to do deadlifts maybe, or cleans, one of the Olympic weightlifting things. Here's some handstand push-ups. Those are ridiculous. Some people cannot do those, or at least they can't do them at first, but you slowly get towards the point where you can do them. There's also weird stuff like just carrying heavy things. We want you guys to walk down the sidewalk for a little bit carrying heavy shit. And it's going to be fine the first time, but the 10th time, it's going to be fucking horrible. Get to it. These things are called wall balls. These suck. You take a medicine ball that weighs like 20 pounds, you bend down into a squat, and then you throw it. They've got a little target up on the wall for you to hit. And again, you do this one time, it's not that big a deal. But if you do it 50 times, it's horrible. So weightlifting is a part of it. Carrying weird shit down the sidewalk is a part of it. Medicine balls, these things called kettlebells. You see that guy right there, and he's got a sort of swinging something up into the air over his head? That's a big piece of metal. That piece of cast iron that he's holding right there, and it's in the shape of a bell, and it probably weighs about 50 pounds. Kettlebells are fantastic. They're also incredibly horrible, but they're fantastic in other ways. That's the thing about CrossFit. In so many ways, it's horrible and I hate it. And yet at the same time, it's wonderful and I love it. I'm not a guy who has always been an exercise freak. I've enjoyed playing sports, but I've never been a guy who enjoys lifting weights. And yet here I am. I've joined this CrossFit gym, and we do push-ups, and we do weights, and we do wall balls, and kettlebell swings, and just all sorts of weird stuff, even a little bit of jogging. And I've started to enjoy it. I think it's partly the variety, but even more so, I think it's the community. You're not just one guy doing horrible stuff. You're a bunch of people doing horrible stuff together. And when you finish, you're like, oh man, we made it. We did it. That sucked. That was awful, but we did it. Good job. And if you're lifting 50 pounds, you get just as big a high five as if you're lifting 250 pounds. If you just showed up and it's incredibly hard for you, that's okay. You're part of the club. You're part of the team. I think that's the main thing I like about CrossFit is the community. You get to do a lot of weird stuff, but you do it together and you become a community. All right, guys, that's my thing for this week. See you next week. Linda, I'll see you tomorrow.